In one of these large towns lived two poor children who had a garden something larger and better than a few flower pots. They were not brother and sister, but they loved each other almost as much as if they had been. Their parents lived opposite each other in two garrets, where the roofs of the neighboring houses projected outwards towards each other, and the water pipe ran between them. In each house was a little window so that anyone could step across the gutter from one window to the other. Kay's grandmother had each a large wooden box in which they cultivated kitchen herbs for her own use, and a little rose bush in each box which grew splendidly.
Now after a while, grandmother decided to place these two boxes across the water pipe, so that they reached from one window to the other and looked like two banks of flowers. Sweet peas drooped over the boxes, and the rose bushes shot forth long branches, which were trained round the windows and clustered together, almost like a triumphal arch of leaves and flowers. The boxes were very high, and the children knew they must not climb upon them without permission, but they were often, however, allowed to step out together and sit upon their little stools under the rose bushes, or even play quietly.
In winter, all this pleasure came to an end, for the windows were sometimes quite frozen over. But then they would warm copper pennies on the stove and hold the warm pennies against the frozen pane. There would be very soon a little round hole which they could peep, and the soft bright eyes of the little boy and girl would beam through the hole at each window as they looked at each other. Their names
were Kay and Gerda.
You cannot escape from my power!
Stay away from me! Will no one save me?
It is useless to resist. You must become my servant or die!
Die? I don't like this game. I don't want to play anymore. I quit.
Hey, you can't quit. We haven't finished.
Well, I'm tired of my puppets always getting killed by your puppets. It's not very nice.
Well, maybe you should show a little courage and have your puppets fight back for a change.
My puppet can't fight. My puppet's a rose. Roses don't fight.
Well, maybe they can't fight, but they're beautiful. But they could use their beauty to charm the evil sorcerer and escape that way.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
Almost as beautiful as you. Gerda, I want you to know that you're my best friend in the whole world, and I will love you forever.
Oh, you're my best friend, too. I'm so glad I live near you and Grandmother. I don't know what I'd do if I was...
Oh, no sad talk.
Roses really are my favorite flower in the whole world. I know. What if they sang to the evil sorcerer and melted his heart?
That'd be a great idea.
Hi, Gerda, come down from the roof. It's too cold for you two to be playing up
Coming.
there.
It's starting to snow.
Hurry now, you'll catch your death. Come, sit right down. Have a nice cup of warm tea. Oh, my, the first big storm of the winter. Come, look out the window. Do you see the white bees are swarming?
They really do look like bees, don't they, Kay?
Do they have a queen bee, Grandmother?
Oh, absolutely. She always flies in the center of the swarm and she never comes down to earth. They call her the Snow Queen. She can even turn your heart to ice with one kiss, and should you fall under her spell,
Well, what happens then, Grandmother?
well, then you feel no emotion at all. Often, she sails through the town at midnight, looking through the window for possible victims. Young boys are her favorites. When she is on the hunt, the ice freezes into beautiful shapes on the glass that look like castles and flowers.
Oh,
That's how you know she's visit.
yes, I've seen them.
I have too. Oh, but what if the Snow Queen comes for Kay?
Oh, just let her try. I'll put her on the stove and melt her.
Then the grandmother smoothed his hair and told him some more tales.
One evening, when little Kay was at home. He climbed on a chair by the window and peeped out through the little hole. A few flakes of snow were falling, and one of them, rather large than the rest, alighted on the edge of one of the flower boxes. This snowflake grew larger and larger, till at last it became the figure of a woman, dressed in garments of white gauze, which looked like millions of starry snowflakes linked together. She was fair and beautiful, but made of ice, shining and glittering ice. Still, she was alive, and her eyes sparkled like bright stars. But there was neither peace nor rest in their glance. She nodded towards the window and waved her hand. The little boy was frightened and sprang from the chair. At the moment, it seemed as if a large bird flew by the window.
And very soon came the spring. The sun shone, the young green leaves burst forth, the swallows built their nests, windows were opened, and the children sat once more in the garden on the high roof above all the other rooms. How beautiful the roses bloomed this summer. One day, Kay and Gerda sat looking at a book full of pictures of animals.
It hurts! I can't see!
Are you alright?
Now my chest hurts!
No, Pingu, tell me what I can do to help you.
I think it's gone now.
But it was not gone. It was one of those bits of the looking glass, the magic mirror of which we have spoken. The ugly glass which made everything great and good appear small and ugly, while all that was wicked and bad became more visible, and every little fault could be plainly seen. Poor little Kay had also received a small grain in his heart, which very quickly turned to a lump of ice. He felt no more pain, but the glass was still there.
Why do you cry? It makes you look ugly. See? Nothing the matter with me now. Oh, I see those roses? This one is wormy. And this one is crooked. After all, they are just ugly roses. Just like the box in which they stay.